In this video, I'm going to be explaining everything that there is to know about combos within Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. This video is going to reveal to you what you need to know to pull off some unbreakable combos so that your offensive strategy is way more than just button mashing and hoping to win. If you've been frustrated by people you're going up against avoiding some of your most powerful moves or countering just when you thought you had the upper hand, then this video is for you. In this video, we'll be going over everything from understanding the difference between true and false combos. We'll be mastering essential attacks like rush chains as well as how to utilize guard breaks effectively. I'll also be covering combo starters as well as follow-up attacks so that you can chain your combos into powerful super or ultimate attacks. So hopefully by the end of this video you'll know absolutely everything that there is to know about the basics of combos and how to start building your own combos from the fundamentals that I explain in this video. So without further delay, here is my ultimate combo guide for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. The combo mechanics which feature within Sparking Zero differ from most fighting games. Because of this, there's a bit of complexity in order to create true reliable combos. Combos are hard to land because of the game's counter system, which includes super counters and other combo breaker mechanics like revenge counters. So even if you have a perfect combo chain going, it can easily fall apart if your opponent times a counter perfectly. Within Sparking Zero, a true combo is a sequence of attacks that an opponent cannot break out of. This is provided that they aren't blocking and that they haven't used a super counter mid-combo. Now contrastingly, false combos appear to be successful, but they break down if the opponent blocks or if they use combo breaks. A true combo is a sequence of attacks that hits without any interruption. The only real way to get out of a true combo is if the opponent perfectly times a super counter while you're in the middle of your combo. So on screen here you're seeing a true combo between Goku and Vegeta here. So Goku's constantly keeping the pressure on Vegeta, he's not doing any super counters or blocking, so the number of hits has built up and the attack sequence ends with Goku launching a rush attack to end the sequence. Now a false combo will appear to be successful, but it will break down if the opponent blocks or uses a combo break. The best way to distinguish between true and false combos is to practice your combos in the training mode, but set your CPU to guard mode in order to make sure that you're landing true combos all of the time. This way you'll figure out which moves that you're hitting will genuinely chain into one another without leaving any gaps in between. So knowing the difference between true and false combos is the first thing that you need to understand in order to have a solid offensive strategy within Sparking Zero. This way you'll have proper unbreakable combos which are difficult to counter or block against. Let's go over the basic combo inputs. So you have light attacks with the square button and then heavy attacks with triangle. So you can use both of these inputs to create effective combos, with square being used for quick and fluid strikes and the triangle button dealing slower but impactful blows. In Sparking Zero, auto combos are triggered by repeatedly pressing square up to 5 times. So yeah, it's that easy of an entry point for new players. You can automatically chain hits in order to ensure that you're constantly giving out damage. Now these auto combos with the square button don't have the nuance and control of custom combos, which I'll be talking about in this video, but they honestly are a great starting point. Positioning is critical when you want to execute combos. You're going to want to make sure that you constantly stay close to your opponent in order to continue the continuity of the combo and to reduce the chances of your opponent blocking or countering your attack. So when you press square a number of times and you push the opponent away, you can dash forward with X in order to close the distance and then reset for additional hits. So yeah, the first thing that you want to practice with combos is your auto combo, so pressing square up to 5 times and then closing the distance with your opponent by dashing forward and then continuing that auto combo again. Let's turn our attention towards rush combos and combo extensions. So like I mentioned, timing and spacing is critical to land combos here. So you don't want to button bash the square button, you want to press it in a controlled way up to 5 times in order, push your opponent back, wait for an opening and then dash back in and extend the combo's potential by pressing square again up to 5 times and then dash back in and do it again. Now you can do this up to 3 times, where you press square 5 times, dash, square 5 times, dash, and then square 5 times. After 3 times, the combo will automatically hit a limit and you won't be able to continue it. Now we need to look at combining some triangle attack variations to these rush combos. So with the triangle button inputs, it introduces unique combo extensions, and these are character specific. So I'm using Goku, who has the rush chain number 3 titled Flying Kicks. Now this is very important for later on in the video, but you need to know essentially what each of these rush chains are. So this is rush chain 1, square and triangle, which is the heavy finish. Rush chain 2 for Goku is Ki Blast Cannon, which is double square triangle. Flying Kicks, which is square 3 times in triangle. And then the 4th rush chain is square 4 times in triangle. So you can see some of Goku's rush chains here. Each character's rush chains are very different. Characters like Vegeta will rely more on energy blasts for their rush chains, and now that you're incorporating rush chains into your combos, you can start piecing them together as combo extensions in order to land multiple hits against your opponent. So as you can see here, we're doing the rush chains, closing the distance by dashing forward with X and just continuing on that combo chain. So yeah, here we're using a mixture of the different rush chains, dashing with X. You can do a series of rush chains and then even end off with the auto combos, which you can use up to 3 times. So yeah, when you do that, your combos are going to be going into the 20 to 30 range. So as you can see here, we dash forward, do rush chain number 2, then dash forward again, continue a auto combo, and then dash forward multiple times, and then we're doing the flying kicks there, and just constantly keeping the pressure on Vegeta, and that's a 20 hit combo there that we've chained together. So to further optimize your combos, you need to know how to do ground and air-based follow-ups after each square input. This will keep your opponent under pressure, as they won't be able to predict what you're going to do. So moves like Grand Slash can be activated by pressing down and triangle, and you're effectively sweeping your opponent mid-combo. Now while your opponent's in the air, you can hit with another auto combo, and you can even attack with a super attack here. So you can see an example of this here with this combo that we're landing on Vegeta. We sweep under, push him forward, and then hit with a super. Now for air combos, the most important thing you need to learn is called Lift Strike, and you do this with up and triangle. So yeah, while they're on the ground, you start a combo, press up and triangle, and then they launches them in the air with Lift Strike. You press X immediately and you follow them, and from here you can juggle attacks or even use vanishing attacks, or you can rush straight into a super attack, or when you kick them up you can hit with another series of combos. So when you do Lift Strike and you press X to close the distance, you can hit with another series of square attacks, send them flying, press X again, and effectively juggle the attacks with the opponent to extend your damage, as you're avoiding that risk of being hit with a counter. So yeah, it's well worth going over your character's moveset in order to figure out their rush chains so that you can unlock the full potential of these in your combos that you're creating. The important thing that I want to establish is that you're structuring combos here so that you can do auto combos, chain them into rush chains, do follow-up attacks, which then can lead into more auto combos or rush chains. So yeah, this way you're going to be the one who's dishing out the back shots and not receiving them. So now that you know the basics of combos, when you're in an actual fight, how do you start a combo and how do you pull off guard breaks? So the key with combos is to create an opening by doing a guard break. So a guard break is powerful because it disrupts your opponent's blocking and it gives you a brief window to initiate an extended combo chain. So yeah, while you may have pulled off a guard break, it doesn't still stop your opponent from doing a super counter or a revenge counter, which you're going to have to look out for. But regardless, guard breaks set up the stage by putting your opponent on the defensive, as it creates a perfect opportunity which will force them to react, and the only way that they can evade your combos after a successful guard break is via a super counter or a revenge counter. So there are a couple of ways to pull off guard breaks. So the easiest is just sidestepping behind your opponent and then firing off your combo chains. So it's just X and the analog either left or right, and you can move behind your opponent and then fire off those combo chains. By far the easiest way to guard break is to teleport behind your opponent and then fire off those chains. So you do this while attacking, hold R1 and the left or right analog and you'll teleport behind them. Combining teleport as well as the dashing to the left or right, this will allow you to outmaneuver an opponent who is constantly on the defensive. Yeah, it's as easy as teleporting behind them and then you can begin your combo chain. The next best way to guard break is to use heavy smash. So this is either the directional up or down and holding square at the same time. So you'll break your opponent's guard, and then you'll be able to fire off your combo chain. So as you can see here, we rush into Vegeta, do the heavy smash, and then begin the combos. But you're gonna have to be careful because this is what's gonna distinguish between a true and a false combo. So you can see which chains work effectively and which don't. Here I find it effective to break through his defense and then teleport behind him and just continue on with the combo chain. By practicing in training mode with the CPU set on constant block is the best way to figure out how to do guard breaks. And it's a great way to figure out your combo structures to see which sequence of rush chains you want to use together. And again, like I mentioned at the start of the video, this is going to help you to distinguish what's a true combo and what's a false combo. So there's a variety of different things you could do. You could do a guard smash followed by a combo chain and then grabbing Vegeta while he's in the middle of being pushed away and just throwing him to one side. So honestly, do not underestimate guard breaks. These are essential to build your combo game, as you can follow them up with character specific attacks like for Goku using the flying kicks, or after a successful guard break you can even use a heavy finisher to constantly keep your opponent on the defensive. You don't want to be too predictable by doing guard breaks every time your opponent blocks, because the thing is you want to be as unpredictable as possible while maximizing the damage that you're dealing and at the same time minimizing the risk of your opponent countering. So the third way to guard break is character specific. Now it's the flying kicks which Goku has, which is his third rush chain. Flying kicks does allow you to break the guard of your opponent. As you see here, he does the rush chain and it allows him to then follow up with multiple chains of attack. So yeah, Vegeta's blocking, you do the flying kicks, it breaks the guard, and then you've got an opening to deal out some damage. So now you know the 3 or 4 ways how to guard break. Let's quickly go back and look at the triangle up and triangle down buttons, which will allow you to either sweep or lift strike. So sweeps are a really great way to end off your combo chain. As you see in this example, you press square 3 times, you do the sweep, and then grab and throw your opponent. It's things like this which are really going to help you to structure your combos. You'll know how to begin and end them here effectively. By throwing your opponent away, it helps you maintain a safe distance. You've now got time to build up your ki if you need to, and you've just dished out a ton of damage while also having a lot of room to breathe now. Another great thing to do is to end your combos off with a super or ultimate attack, as you can see here. So with this combo, we dash in, sweep, we continuously chain, throw them into the air, teleport behind them, and then hit with a super attack. So I want to now turn our attention towards the lift strikes. Now these are great ways to begin your combo, as you're essentially pressing square 3 times and then up and triangle, sending your opponent flying, and then pressing X to follow up. Now the first thing you can do after you followed up is press triangle for a heavy attack, which sends your opponent crashing down. So as you can see here, we do a couple of chains, throw them up, and then send them flying with a heavy triangle attack. Another thing you can do after the lift strike is continue with another combo and then follow it up with a super attack. So as you can see in this example, we dash forward, hit them with a combo chain, do the lift strike, follow it up, do another chain, send them flying, and then the super attack to finish it off. And that's a 15 hit combo. So yeah, you can structure your combos however you like. Like in this example, we send Vegeta flying, and we just do a series of simple square attacks. We're dashing forward with some ki attacks mixed in too. So yeah, it's a great way to change up the pace of your strategy, kick them up in the air, follow it up with another chain of combos, and just keep dashing forward and keeping up with your opponent, not letting them get away. So yeah, now you know how to start combos, how to guard break. Also, you know how to do ground-based sweeps and then aerial combos. And we've also covered how to follow up a combo with a super attack. So as you can see, we're putting things into practice, teleporting behind Vegeta, delivering those deadly back shots. It's a matter of getting around the guard and then initiating that first rush chain, continuing with some square-based attacks, incorporating things like flying kicks in there, and you can even do a lift strike, take the assault into the air, and then just finish off your opponent. It's like I've mentioned several times in this video, you're going to have to figure out what your character's rush chains are and how to piece them together in effective combos, because each character's rush chains are different. Like flying kicks, for example, it allows Goku to set up follow-up chain attacks even while your opponent is guarding. Combos work very differently when you're facing your opponent and when you're attacking them from behind. In front of them, you can expect to be blocked, so try to use a rush chain like flying kicks. This will allow you to then rapidly step in and then dish out some additional combos. So yeah, if they fail to block or counter you, you can just go crazy with your combo sequence. I've mentioned it several times in the video, but it's really important to combine your combos with special special attacks and supers. This way you're dishing out a lot of damage by closing the distance, but then you're ending in a fantastic way by maximizing the damage you output, but also creating space between you and the opponent. So yeah, execute a basic combo sequence, quickly chain it up with a special move in order to keep the flow going, and again, like I've demonstrated in the video, you can do down on triangle to sweep or up on triangle to lift them up, and then you can successfully integrate a super move into your combo. Practicing your timing is essential in order to pull off these smooth transitions between combo chains and your super attacks. The best thing by doing a super attack after a lift strike or a sweep is that it works effectively because your opponent is left with very limited time to respond. So yeah, you're not just button bashing here, you're being very precise and controlled with every movement that you're making, you're structuring your combos effectively, you're deciding whether to attack from the front of the opponent or behind them, you're taking into consideration guard breaks, and now all that's left to talk about is how to finish a combo. While it's important to dish out damage, you need to know when to step back and stop at some point. Now, one of the safest ways to end a combo sequence is to just kick them away with a lift strike. It automatically creates distance between you and them, it prevents that risk of your opponent using one of the game's combo breaking mechanics like super counter or revenge counter. If you get too excited and you extend your combo out for too long, it gives your opponent a perfect opportunity to counter you. So yeah, like I mentioned, you can finish a combo with a lift strike, or you can finish it with a heavy finish by pressing square and triangle. And I've already said that another great way to end your combo is with a super or an ultimate attack. That's everything that I have to talk about when it comes to combos with Sparking Zero. It will require a lot of practice in order to get things right. It's a matter of learning your input commands, your auto combos, your rush chains, incorporating sweeps as well as lift strikes, how to effectively start your combo with a lift strike or with a guard break, and then how to keep the momentum going with basic auto combo attacks and rush chains. And then when you're thinking about ending your combo, those sweeps are going to be critical, as you can sweep into a grab or you can sweep into a super, or if you want, you can do a lift strike follow up with a super attack. But yeah, I do hope that this video has helped you to understand the importance of rush chains as well as triangle follow-ups, and the importance of timing your guard breaks and the finishes that you use. The best thing that you can do is figure out your character specific movesets and to mix up all of the techniques that they have in order to keep your opponent guessing. You don't want to just keep bashing square and do that same old boring combo, because they are going to predict it. They're going to do those super counters and their revenge counters. Do take some time out to practice your combos so that you're always maximizing your damage and reducing the openings that you have and taking advantage of every single opening that your opponent gives you to punish them. Here I've broken down the basic mechanics and foundations of combos so that you can now go out and practice structuring your own combos effectively. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more Sparking Zero content, then let me know by continuing the discussion in the comments. And lastly, thank you for making it to the end of this video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next Sparking Zero video. A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.